everyone, and welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are back with some Call of Cthulhu, so I will run through a few things first before we dive straight back in. First of all, please check out our links. You can see Twitter, you can see Discord, you can see YouTube. We've got the playlist set up for our games if you want to go and if you've missed anything or rewatch or whatever it is you want to do. Also, the Discord, there is a channel just for this game. If you want to go scream into the abyss, that is fine too. Otherwise, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Hero Forge. You will have seen some of our players' characters today in the startup screen. Also, Mage Hand Press, Dark Matter is out. It's wonderful. Look at it. It's pretty, it's shiny. It's 2 years in the making, and I freaking love it. Also, last but certainly not least, the Deck of Many, who have created Humblewood, and also these awesome moving spell cards, which I may be using at some point later. No reasons. Otherwise, we're going to hop around and say hello to everyone, and we will start with a very lovely Sammy. Oh, hi.
Oh, there we go. I can hit buttons.
So proud.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Sammy. I'm Smallish Sam. I play Dewey.
Awesome. Thank you. And then we're going to hop around and say hello to the wonderful Lauren. That's Salty Ginger. Oh, hi.
Hi. I'm Lauren. I'm that Salty Ginger over on Twitter. I use she, her pronouns, as is my character, Meg Hawks, who is a psychiatrist and a psychic, because I played that card real fast last week.
Yeah, that got us places. Also, I'm going to say quickly, lovely Captain Faker will not be joining us this week, as I believe they're traveling or they're away. So please go check out their links that will be coming up in chat now. And last but certainly not least, the lovely A. Kelly Lane. Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm Kelly, A. Kelly Lane on Twitter, A. Kelly in chat. You can find me all over the place doing lots of things. You can find me here both Mondays and Thursdays. Monday we play in another psychologically spoopy kind of game. And then you can find all sorts of stuff that I edit and write on DM's Guild. Check my Twitter for more info.
Awesome. Thank you. We are going to start back in the 60s. And Meg, you have been stood at that window for a moment as you were looking out there to that black figure, that dark figure, just the white eyes that stared back at you. And you blink a few times and there's nothing there. Just the Thames, just Parliament looking out. And behind you, first of all, almost as if it's an echo, you can hear Gordon's voice. Miss Hawks.
Yes, Gordon, what is it?
I'm just going to retire to bed.
Yes.
He sort of looks at his watch. It's nearly 8 p.m.
Yes. 8?
8. Yeah, you've been, I was just checking you're right, because, you've been staring out of that window a rather long time, and just checking, I'm sure, the view's lovely, and he sort of, looks out at the same view that you're currently looking at.
Right. Yes, good night. Good night.
Good night. And he sort of gives you a, you can see he's got his jacket over his arm as he disappears, and you hear that same door click you hear very often from him. And you look outside, and almost as he says it's 8 p.m., Big Ben strikes 8 times, echoing loudly. And It's not pitch black or anything like that, but it is getting darker.
Okay. I am getting my stuff and getting the hell out of this place. I'm gonna go down the embankment to the bar in the corner, King's Head.
Okay.
Because I want to drink.
You can absolutely leave the office. You take everything with you. You head down the embankment. You walk along the river. And there's lots of people out and about. It's a Thursday night. There's people going out for drinks. There's people leaving their jobs. Some of them stay much later, especially you can see a lot of bankers leaving. And you can see the pub. There's definitely a bustle on the inside. You can hear a lot of people sort of laughing in there, having a good time. You can see a lot of jackets are often being hung over chairs and tables. You hear Rebecca, that's what I called her, I think. I hear Rebecca's laugh, like very shrill, as she is doing that very fake laugh that she uses quite a lot as she's talking to individuals. And you see her doing that sort of, oh, you, like, sort of, she sort of, it's everything her seems very over the top, very fake. You can tell she's pretending to be drunker than she actually is. You know, she normally only has one drink and lets it sit there for a while. But you do see
Is this Joanna or Rebecca?
I meant Joanna. That's who I meant. Sorry.
I took note.
I've looked at the wrong one, but yeah, this is
just be proud of me.
I'm proud.
Thanks. Yeah.
And yeah, you can see Joanna there. You see Jonathan looking slightly nervous. Just stood by the bar, ordering a pint. It's very busy. There's a lot of people in here, and it tends to be a lot of business people as well. There's some tables and chairs, and people have started to light the candles at the center of the tables. And it's warm. It's very warm in here. Some of the doors, you don't even have to open the door to go in. They've got them open. It is a warm September.
Fantastic. Okay. So she's not gonna go up to Joanna right now. She's gonna order a very dirty martini, take off the like jacket part of her houndstooth cord, and like sit kind of is there like a window, like kind of booth?
Oh yeah, there's loads of windows in this place. It all looks out over the Thames. Especially along the front side of the wall and the left side wall. It's all small booths, like tables but with high chair stools. You can see the name of the pub sort of printed, or well, really written on the window. But those tend to be fairly empty. Everyone seems to be very much crowding around the bar right now.
Great. So I shall, she kind of just cozies up into a corner, kind of waiting for Joanna to either come over, not come over, and seeing if she knows anybody else here besides Joe.
You sort of move over after the martini slid over to you with a napkin underneath it, and you can take it over to your table. The barman gives you just a smile before sort of being hailed by someone else at the bar, and you can see Joanna is very much lots of arm gestures, sort of pretending to be slightly more drunk than she is, and then as she sort of flails in one direction, she spots you, straightens up, and almost very seriously turns to the man who's sort of laughing with her, got a cigarette on the go. She goes, I'm sorry, I've got to go, and sort of makes a beeline straight for you.
Fantastic.
Towards you. And let's have a look. The horror mode has effectively been activated, so this
Not a
is
thing.
good.
That's not a thing.
It
That's a thing.
You sit there with this dirty martini, and Joanna quickly hops into the seat opposite. Very competent. Her drink half empty. This gin and tonic with like this swirl of like orange in the top, as she sort of sits there and squeezes it into the last of her drink. And she's like, so you came out then? And sort of bites down on the orange.
Yes, you were putting on quite a show. I wasn't disappointed.
And she smiled. She's like, oh, he's just from one of the local banks around the corner. You know, very, buys drinks a lot and things like that. I think we have a date next week now. I'm not sure. I need to check. I think his name's Christopher.
Meg pulls out her notebook that has like a calendar and writes down Joe, Christopher, ? And like a week from today.
And
just in case.
Just in case. And you sort of she sort of smiles at you. She's not fully paying attention to you. You can see that her eyes are wandering around the bar, so as she bites into this orange. And she looks at you and says, why'd you stay so late?
Work.
Yeah, but you know they don't pay you for that overtime, right?
Well, I was thinking I might take tomorrow off, actually.
Oh, you're gonna have a holiday?
I'm thinking about it.
God, we should go out. We should go out. I can take the day off too.
Mm-hmm.
And you also know she'll probably forget this by tomorrow and turn up at work and realize it halfway through. She never tends to follow through with it. And she sits there and says, I might get another drink. And she just sort of waves at the man at the bar who just gives her a look, and he starts to make the drink. She's like, what's with you? You don't seem, Meg.
Mr. Smith came in again and just kind of...
Oh, Gordon, he's such a bore.
Yeah, usually. He just said something that... It was kind of creepy, actually.
And she sort of leans forward and puts... And she was starting to take a cigarette out of the packet, but she puts it away. Why creepy? He's just a bit of an odd one.
Kind of your standard paranoia, but there was... Something about it was familiar. He was down in the underground and he thought someone was following him, and it just rang familiar.
Familiar? How? And
Haven't you ever thought you were being followed in the underground?
Well,
in fact, I have been followed in the underground, and the best thing to always do is to just turn around and scream at them in the face.
It's why I carry a brick in my bag. I just take it off the garden wall on the way out. Mum doesn't even notice until I put it back at the end of the day. And a gin sort of slides her way. She doesn't even look. She just takes it.
Anyway, that was it. It wasn't anything huge. It was just...
Because we're supposed to report anything if it gets too weird.
No, he was himself. It just sounded a little more convincing than usual.
Huh. And she sort of like swirls the ice around, and you can hear it clink against the glass. Do you feel like you're followed often?
No. No.
She raises an eyebrow.
Anyway, it just, you know how brains are. It made me think of some old friends.
Old friends?
Mm-hmm.
Like, old relationships or old friends?
Decidedly not like childhood chums.
Oh gosh, no, I don't keep in contact with any of those.
Where'd you grow up again?
I grew up in Sussex, so quite far away from here, but, you know,
Right.
wanted to go to the big city and everything. More jobs here, more money, more interesting people.
Like Chris?
I mean, Chris is okay. I don't know.
Who's the most interesting person you've met, Joanna?
Oh, Marcus. Marcus is very interesting.
Wait, who's Marcus?
And so, you know that she dates people very, very often. It's normally
Yes.
a date, a dinner, done.
Love
Like there's
it.
nothing else for it. Marcus, you know that guy, I dated him for like a full week. Went out 3 times. It was fantastic, but could not deal with his mother. Remember him? Really good looking guy, dark hair, tall, worked for the Bank of England.
Yes. No, I remember.
Yeah,
And to be fair to Joanna, I do remember, and I'm pretending that I don't really.
I'm assuming you make notes of almost everyone.
Yeah, but I put stars by the ones I'm interested in.
Yeah.
He has a star next to his name.
Yeah, she was like, he was wonderful, but you know, if you can't deal with the family and the mother's just very, very clingy and too involved, then what's the point? So
Yeah, mums are like that.
I'll be back in just a minute. I've just you can see where she's knocked her drink and she needs a nap. And she's like, do you want another one?
Sure.
Okay. And she sort of has that really awkward over the top smile that started off, you know, as fake, and you realize it's become an actual habit now and part of her as she sort of slides off the stool chair and sort of works her way towards the bar. And I need you to make a spot hidden check, please.
I would love to make it. I will use advantage.
Wonderful.
Regular success.
Regular success. You, because you're by the window, you look out over the embankment and there's a walkway right next to the Thames, a high wall and these huge wrought iron lanterns close to the bridge. And you can see your drinks getting very low. You sort of maybe swirl it a little bit or something, but there's hardly anything left in it. And you see crowds, people in suits, people in dresses, and some very loud colors sort of going backwards and forwards. You see the number 102 bus sort of cross the bridge as it does every time at this sort of time. And you watch these people on the bridge for a very long time, everyone moving, different faces, constantly mixing into the crowd, and you realize one person doesn't move. They stand on the bridge. They stand in a long coat. Can't quite see exactly what from here. They seem to be looking out over the water, over the Thames, and as you watch them a little bit longer, they take off their hat and turn to look at you for a moment and stay there.
Are they like frozen or just standing still?
They're just standing still. They're just looking. And it's a long, very almost floor-length dark coat. It doesn't seem to be anything you can really see, like in the pub around you. It doesn't seem to be like a common thing. Very large lapels and medals on the front of the coat.
How long? I mean, if I just keep looking at them, how much time passes? I have my wristwatch.
This person on the bridge stares at you all the time until Joanna comes back, and you have it almost breaks your line of sight as this glass comes your way, and she slides it across you. And hang on, I'm just gonna go get mine, and she sort of disappears for a moment. Do you look back?
Oh yeah.
Okay. They are still there on the bridge. They seem to have taken a few steps closer. I need you to make a sanity check. For me,
Why?
please. Rude, right?
I'll use advantage.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on. Hard success.
Extreme
success. Don't fuck
Okay.
with me.
Then you stare, you make eye contact with this person, and without them breaking eyesight, they start to walk across the bridge towards you. People sort of rushing in front of them, trying to catch the bus. And as they take a step onto the set of stairs down to the front of the embankment, it's as if they're lost in the crowd and they disappear.
Shit. I down my martini in like a gulp and I run outside.
Okay. You sprint outside. Are you heading to the steps where you last saw them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can hear Joanna call after you briefly, very much lost in the crowd as you do, and you run down, and there's some people like, don't stop, as you stand in the middle of this very busy walkway. The lanterns, the wrought iron lanterns have come on, and they're bathing a sort of very yellowish light over the steps. You can see people outside in a group. They've all smoking and laughing. Someone have got their drinks. And at the far end of the walkway, all the way down, I'd say about 30, 40 feet away, you see this figure again. Just standing, long coat, looking at you as they slowly put their hat back on.
What kind of hat is it?
Let's have a look.
Yeah, you're gonna say what kind it is. I'm not gonna know what that means. Then I'm gonna Google it.
We're all gonna spend 10 minutes on Google and then we'll resume. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Make a history check, please.
I don't want to do that. I refuse to use an advantage because I have 5 in it. No. Oh, damn, that wasn't even too far. Okay.
Okay. The most you can make out of it is it's a very a sort of the same color as his jacket.
Mm-hmm.
The brim is quite high, and it has a cap sort of thing that sort of not hides his eyes, but if he looks down low, you can't quite see it.
Does it look either familiar or military?
It looks military.
I hate it. Okay. I'm literally I'm like sprinting toward him then.
Okay. As you start sprinting towards them, did you grab your bag and your coat as well as you went to run? Okay.
And my umbrella. My weapon.
As you start sprinting towards, you're weaving amongst these crowds as he turns and he walks away. He's not running away. You know you can easily catch him. But he starts to turn and walk away. And I just want you to make a dodge as you are going through
I'm gonna use an advantage.
Notorious and crowds.
I've been there. I know. Okay. I know some. Success! 25.
Yeah. You weave You sort of weave in and out. You're used to London walking, especially at a fast pace. The clack of your heels on the cobblestones as you run. You hear a couple of people like, "Oi!" as you sort of maybe knock one or two of them. But you get there, you get to an opening where this figure stops with its back to you. And people just continue to walk past it, backwards and forwards, as if they haven't even noticed it. You're there.
Its back is to me right now.
Its back is to you, and it hasn't turned round. It doesn't seem to be.
I put my hand on its shoulder and I turn it to face me.
You turn it round to face you, and you see that very dark, not green, grey, blue military jacket. A hat to match, and a set of medals across its chest as it slowly turns round, and there is no face on this person. It is fully bandaged up. Neck, face, hair. And you look down at its hands, also bandaged. As it reaches into its pocket and starts to put on a pair of black leather gloves and buttons up its coat and looks at you. It doesn't move. Now I need you to make another sanity.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna use an advantage. Oh!
Extreme success. Okay. On an extreme success, you hear muffled sounds as the bandages move around where the mouth should be, as if it's trying to talk and it's saying the same thing over and over again. People are walking past you. They're almost becoming a blur now.
She literally reaches up to the bandages around its mouth and, like, with her nails, not trying to, like, cut into it, but, like, peels them down.
Yeah, you hook the end of your nail around the edge of the bit, and you manage to pull a tiny, it's literally like a section away. You see very, very cracked lips, grey, and they're moving, but they're not saying anything. It's like they're trying to say something, and it doesn't. And as you touch it, its head snaps to the side as if it looks at you, and it reaches out with its leather gloved hand and touches your own.
Can I tell what he's saying? Yeah, it's who I definitely don't suspect is anybody.
Roll a listen check for me, please.
I'm gonna use advantage.
Burning through these advantages.
Listen, they were gifted. They are a gift. The first ones are so good. 23 hard success.
You look at its mouth. It's a mixture of looking at these very grey, cracked lips, and you lean forward a little bit to listen, and you watch its lips going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then its shoulder snaps up. And you notice that the hand that the leather glove has put to your mouth is starting to move down to your shoulder towards your neck as well.
Atlas, listen to me. Listen to me very carefully.
I know.
I want to put my hand to it like I'm like totally not worried at all. Mm-hmm. And I want to take the glove and run away. I want to rip the glove off of him and retreat
Okay. I need you to make a sleight of hand check to snatch the glove. And then I'm going to get you to roll you can roll either a dexterity or a power to get away.
I like that. The sleight of hand business. Okay. Can't get out of it. I will use an advantage on the sleight of hand because I don't have anything in it. Oh my god!
You and these rolls on these 2 sessions. You snatch this glove. It's like your nail catches and you rip it off this hand. This still bandaged hand, by the way. It's fully bandaged as you rip this glove. And now I need you to try and run away from it.
Okay. I'll use an advantage since I just didn't bother last time. I think I should get to keep both of those.
How do you do this? Tell me how you grab it and run away. Is this thing that you can feel it like stroke the side of your face and start to move down?
So her hand goes up almost like she's like comforting or caressing it, and as she pulls the glove off, it's almost like a dance move where she like this arm goes up and she kind of moves his hand as she takes the glove with her, does almost like a spin, and then just fucking runs.
You turn and you sprint through the crowd. Do you look back at all, or are you literally just running?
No, I'll totally look back.
Okay, could you also roll me a dodge, please, to get back through the crowds?
No! I'm just gonna roll it straight, because I feel like...
I was gonna say, apparently. Okay.
Yes.
You run, and as you look back, you see the hand still outstretched, as if it hasn't moved. And you do bump into people, like people are like, would you, like, watch where you're walking, and like they sort of almost shove you off and keep moving around you, and they flood towards this person as they disappear in the crowd.
And I run back to the pub and to the phone booth outside.
You sprint to the phone booth. You open in this red phone booth that opens, and you can see kind of the long metal cord. And we're going to hop over to Dewey and Fran.
Good, because that's who I'm calling.
And Dewey and Fran, it's about 8-9 p.m. And what would you be doing right now? Is it like a fall asleep on the sofa kind of evening? Is it, are you reading, playing a game, listening to music? What would you be doing, both of you, after dinner is put away?
You mean on that night where everything happened?
Yeah.
We're going to sleep and nothing bad is gonna happen. Okay, back to Meg.
I mean, like, you haven't heard any more tapping from the TV. You haven't heard anything from the radio. You've eaten dinner.
It's just mice.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean,
I think we do crossword puzzles before bed.
Are you in bed doing crossword puzzles, or are you sat on the sofa?
Yes.
Yeah, we're in bed.
Yes.
Okay. You're in the other room, and you're what does the bedroom look like? Is it like a cozy bedroom, or is it like a very practical, like plain colors, or have you got that 60s, can't sleep because the wallpaper's too loud kind of thing?
Definitely loud wallpaper.
We try to be trendy to keep up with the kids at school.
You've got that pink and yellow geometric wallpaper with one of those very silver like dome ball like lamps that you've got in the living room. You've got the bedside tables that are long and rectangular with the skinny legs that go out at an angle, and the little lamps at the side, books piled up on either side, I'm assuming glasses of water, and a small alarm clock, one of these new things with the digital numbers on, the 24-hour clock on. And you it's big, it's chunky, it's very grey, and you know the alarm in the morning is the most annoying alarm that you could possibly have. And you're sat in bed doing this crossword. And would you just be chatting to each other, or is this like silent crossword time?
No, I think we are co-crosswording, like.
And by co-crosswording, it's Fran is solving the crossword and Dewey is very much trying, but she's a librarian. I can't keep up with that.
You're both sat in bed, you're pretty comfy. You've got big windows in your apartment that look out over just more buildings. You can see lots and lots of different ones going up. Some of them are still recovering from the war and being rebuilt, knocked down. And could you both make a listen check for me, please?
Are you telling me to use advantage, or are you using advantage, or both?
I'll use advantage. You do whatever you want.
I don't.
Everyone rolling today.
I feel like I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't gonna. I have a 20. I'm not gonna use.
Yeah, Dewey, you sit in bed. You can hear it's almost like the radio soft on the alarm. It's just playing some David Bowie, just very quietly. It's almost like just more like background music than anything. But Fran, you're there scribbling on the crossword, putting question marks by the little boxes, putting different letters in to see if they work out. When you hear a static, like a and a click. And you know this sound. It's the sound that's made when your TV turns on. Your TV's in the other room. In the living room.
She goes, Dewey, did you hear that? The wiring on that TV must be faulty. It just keeps turning off and on by itself all day.
What?
Oh, this really is us.
Hey!
No, I could swear I just heard the TV turn back on again.
Do you want me to go check for you?
Oh, I'll go look.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
she'll...
Yeah, Fran, you sort of swing your legs out of bed. Your feet land on that overly fake fur carpet.
Super shag.
One. Yeah, that cream one, as you feel it on your feet. And you open the door to the bedroom and you walk into the living room and the kitchen. The lights are all off, but you can see light coming from the TV. That's static.
I'll just walk up, shuffle up, probably in my slippers, and try to turn the TV off.
You flick it off. It does that white line that goes into that little dot at the end.
And then I'll go unplug it because I'm worried about...
I was literally going to tell you.
There has to be something wrong with the electrical, and that's just dangerous. So we're going to turn the TV off.
Yeah, you
I always knew this thing.
You walk around the back and you manage to pull out that massive plug out of the wall that takes a bit of a tug.
Who needs someone else telling you stories when you can just read them for yourself?
You yank it out the wall and you drop it where it is. And as you turn your back on the TV, it switches on again.
And I'm gonna do the kind of slow turn and look at the TV. Is it just static?
It starts off as just static. And then a voice that you know very well from the TV comes through. The time is now 1 a.m. in the morning. Songs of praise will start at 4 a.m. It is time to run the test card. And you know very well it is not 1 a.m. And the music starts as the world spins round and the BBC shows the title on the screen. And it flicks. Test card. And it is just an image with a black and white geometric background. There's some very neon colors in the corners. And a picture of a little girl in a red dress with dead straight long blonde hair with a red band in her hair, holding next to her a smiling, very much ragdoll-like toy clown. Red lips, red nose, yellow scraggly hair, a green sort of t-shirt and pointed hat, and a blackboard with noughts and crosses on it. And she holds the chalk in her hand and looks directly out of the TV screen, smiling. And it just plays music over and over. And you hear the BBC again. Running test card.
Do it!
I run in there. I don't want to, but I do.
Okay, you run in there. Fran, what does Dewey find as he runs in there?
I think as he's running in, Fran is like backing up, but she's struggling with the rug and the slippers. There's not a lot of, it's not good sliding backwards, but she's trying not to like break eye contact with the TV because she wants to like know what's happening. But she's just like, as he runs in there, she's just like pointing at the plug on the ground.
Dewey, what do you run in and do when you see Fran in a panic?
I go behind her and catch her as she's running back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she points at the plug, and you can see it's unplugged at the wall.
Do I see the TV on? I am not looking at the TV.
You can.
I am looking.
Okay, if you're not looking at the TV, then you can see the light from the TV that is lighting up the room.
Fran, we should leave. Let's get out of here. I don't like this.
Leave home. Where are we going to go? It's the.
Not here.
Fran, as you look back at the TV, the test card is still there, but the little girl and the clown are not. The blackboard is still there.
I look around the room.
No, you don't.
Can you roll a spot hidden check for me, please?
I'm gonna use advantage.
Okay. You turn round, and the corner by the bookcase is a little girl in a red dress with long blonde hair, with a clown hanging loosely in her arms. And she looks to you and tips her head to the side. What's wrong, Fran?
Do I recognize this girl?
Nope. This is the test card girl. This is the face that you see every night when TV finishes for the evening. You found your card! And she holds up the card with the picture of the car that your dad gave you. And then she flips it round. You went too fast.
Do I see or hear any of this?
You see the little girl in the corner.
And Fran just she kind of like kneels down, that like as if you're talking to children kind of squat.
Mm-hmm.
And she just goes, how you said that you found it? How'd you get here?
And she smiles and looks at the TV, which is still empty. And you hear BBC running test card. Songs of Praise will start at 4 a.m. And the little girl holds out the card with the car in front of you and starts walking towards you, holding it up.
Don't
Just
grab
like
it,
this.
Fran. Don't grab it.
And Fran doesn't listen to. I don't know. And she will kind of stand up and hold out her hand, asking for the card. And she goes, "Well, that's mine. Do you mind if I have it back?"
And she holds the card out, and she doesn't put it in your hand, but she just holds it there, inches from your hand.
Fran will take it back.
As you take it, she goes bang and yells, and all the lights go out, and you hear laughter as the lights explode in the apartment, turning everything back on. And yes, sanity check, please. Both of you.
I don't like this. I'm not rolling with it, man. Oh, do I need to fill something in here? Let's see if this works.
You should...
Yep.
Dewey!
Yeah.
Dewey! What? Dewey!
Dewey, you just take 1 sanity damage as the bang makes you, there's a flash as all the lights go on, and you hear the laughing of this child echo as if it runs around you, and you get thrown backwards as the ringing hits your ears, and it's a feeling you feel like you've had before, like an explosion. And everything is white. You can hear Fran yelling. And Fran, Dewey has literally just gone pale, eyes wide, and fallen back onto the ground, onto the rug. All the lights have gone back on, and the test car girl is smiling back in the TV.
Fran is going to run over to Dewey and check on him first. She'll be like, "Oh God, are you okay? Did you hit your head?"
And Dewey, this is like you can hear everything like it's underwater. It's like you've just like everything. You've got that high ring in your ears. You can see Fran. It's like moving and blurred. This strange vision.
What? You're blurry. No.
And Fran, can you roll a medicine check for me, please?
Ooh.
You're gonna have to take me to the hospital.
I literally can't.
You look over Dewey, and it's strange. It's like he didn't. There's no way he hit the floor hard enough. But from the look of his eyes, he looks like mildly concussed, nothing like anything lasting damage, but he looks like he's gone into shock. But he hasn't. And then the phone rings in the darkness by the kitchen.
Don't dare answer it.
And Fran's gonna help prop Dewey up.
Yeah,
and then go answer the phone.
Yeah, you can prop him up against the sofa or whether it's on the floor. The TV is still on, test card girl's still there, and you walk over to the phone. Meg, you're sort of like hurriedly jamming these numbers on as they clunk as you have to push in hard and you drop the coins in. Because you know you've got a 5-minute call with all of this. And you ring. Fran. You pick up the phone. Meg, what do you say?
Hello?
Hello, you've reached Fran and Dewey.
Fran.
Yes, who is this?
Fran Bailey?
Yes.
And Dewey, for some reason, Decimal?
Yes.
This is Meg Hawks.
Oh, I haven't heard from you from years, Meg. What? We've been having the strangest evening, and this is just,
Same here. It actually made me think of you, so I thought I might as well give you a ring.
Is your TV turning on and off by itself?
I don't know. I haven't been home yet.
Well, I don't recommend doing that. My TV's been turning on and off by itself.
Does she sound like... Does she sound eccentric or scared?
Fran, she's an eccentric or scared.
Freaked out.
Okay.
10 out of 10, freaked out.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that does sound irritating. How would you two feel about meeting up for a drink?
I think getting out of the house is exactly what we need right now. When and where?
I give her the address of the pub.
Okay.
We'll be there. And she tells her how long it would take.
You know you can actually walk there. You don't have to go on the underground or anything if you don't want to. It would be quicker, but you can. It's the embankment. You know is like a 20-minute walk from where you currently are.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
be
not
there
taking
in 30
any,
minutes.
no public transportation.
Is that Dick?
We're not doing this.
Doing like deliriously in the background.
We'll be there in 30 minutes.
Fantastic.
And she hangs up the phone and she goes back over to Dewey and it's just like, that was Meg Hawks.
Why?
I'm not sure, but she wants to talk to us, and I told her that we would meet her at the pub because I would like to not be here anymore.
And the TV switches off.
Nope. I leave. I am out of there. I grab Fran's hand first, and then I am out of there.
I need to put on my shoes. I can't walk 20 minutes in my slippers.
You can hurriedly grab coats, grab shoes and socks, and sort of throw them onto your feet. Grab the keys on the way out that sit in that really ugly bowl that has been there since you can ever know. You grab the keys on the way out, and you close the door.
No. We leave, Alice. We leave.
Yeah, you leave. You close the door.
I don't know what happens to the door. I'm gone.
Nothing happens to the door. You do hear the TV click on the other side, but you can leave the apartment. And you head down the steps, and you step out into the street. And you can see the address. You've never been to this pub before, but you've definitely heard of it. It's normally one for people that work in the offices along the embankment. And you start to make your way there. And you walk through all of these streets. They're still pretty busy. There's people out and about, sort of out for a night out, if not just coming home late from work. And could you both roll me a listen check, please?
No, thank you. Notice that I'm not using any advantages. Oh my gosh, Kelly, stop succeeding.
Are you? I'm assuming you're both hand in hand.
Yes, we're holding hands.
Okay, you're walking pretty quickly. And you head down this street at a fast pace, weaving in between all of these people. And you don't look back, Fran, but you hear marching. Not from one person, from multiple. Almost like when you were a kid and the home guard would march down the street. And it's coming up behind you.
Oh, I'm going to turn around and look.
There's nothing there. Just people. But you can hear it like it's getting closer now, as if it's like walking side by side with you and Dewey. Dewey, you can't hear this.
Ugh. I feel like I might have hit my head too. Something happened. I hear this. Just hearing things.
What are you hearing? I don't hear anything.
Just lots of feet and marching and just.
I lean over and give her a kiss on the forehead. Does she still hear it? All better now.
Roll another listen check. I'll let you have that.
Kelly, I tried so hard.
I feel like I should. Can I roll for disadvantage? I don't know.
As Dewey kisses your forehead, you hear a very military voice go, "A tad shut," and everything just stops. All of the feet stand to halt. And this time when you turn, there is a man in a long jacket, face fully bandaged, hands fully bandaged, hat, as he slowly puts it on his head, and there is only one glove and one hand.
Fran is gonna grab Dewey's hand and run.
Okay.
We're not dealing with this after the small chat. We did this once. We're not doing this twice. We have an appointment to keep.
You sprint, and you hear that marching again, that marching of multiple feet. Only one question. Do you look back?
No.
Okay. And I'm assuming Dewey does not.
Hell no.
You move fast. You almost sprint your way towards the King's Head at the embankment. And Meg, are you waiting outside for them? How are they finding you?
I think she probably would have made another phone call, and then after that, inside, smoking furiously, and on her third martini now, I guess.
Joanna has got to the point where, like, she's just like, you dumped her. She's moved on. She's actually left the pub with Jonathan and some of the others.
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
No. Jonathan.
Yeah.
I was like, that was fast. I mean, good for her. I mean, no shame. Good for her. Get it, girl.
Not good for Jonathan. Like, protect Jonathan.
Yeah.
No, like, the group has moved on. They seem to have left the pub. They've gone to find a bar rather than actual pubs. And Fran and Dewey, as you sort of, I'm guessing, burst into this pub, what does Meg see? Are you disheveled? What are you tidying yourself up before you go in?
Dewey is drenched in sweat. You could call him, like, he perspires a lot. And yeah, no, he's like, his clothes are drenched. He's drenched. His hands are clammy. Fran probably has let go of his hand by now because it's so clammy. And yeah, he's just looking like a mess. Definitely red in the face and breathing hard.
Fran looks somewhat more put together. She's definitely breathing very heavy. She's thrown on her coat, but if you look like down the edges of her long coat, it definitely looks like she's got there's like lace on the bottom, like a nightgown, and you can see that it looks like there's one curler still that she didn't quite get out of the back of her hair. That she like.
If you pull it out. And Meg, it's almost like a flashback in that moment as you see the two faces. You recognize them straight away.
You two haven't changed at all.
I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Do you want a drink?
Yes.
She waves to the bartender.
Yeah, the bartender comes over. He's got like this little notepad, and he's just like, "And how can I? What can I get you?"
Another martini. Whatever they want.
Wine,
I'll
red,
have what-
cheap.
I'll have what. Oh, dang it! I was gonna say I'll have what she's having, but now there's two she's.
Yeah.
I'll point over to Meg, and I'll say I'll have what she's having.
Top
Right,
shelf.
okay. 2 dirty martinis and a cheap glass of red wine. And he sort of like moves over like it's London and walks over behind the bar. And you can, all three of you sit there, gather yourselves, gather your breath as you sit in this. I'm assuming you've gone back to the same sort of booth, Meg?
Oh yeah.
Back to the booth by the window, looking out over the Thames. These lamps have lit. The streets are pretty well lit now. And the barman comes over with a tray, and there's like 2 dirty martinis and your cheap glass of red wine. Thank you. And these, and he puts a bowl of olives and a bowl of peanuts in the middle of the table and lights the candle and moves on.
Meg totally takes more olives somehow. Like, yeah, she's into them. And I would say that to most people, she looks pretty poised. Tipsy, but like poised, except that her eyes are like constantly flicking at the window. And she's smoking a lot.
You've probably never seen somebody slam back red wine before, but that's where Fran is at.
Yeah, this is like a large glass. You just knock it back.
She's embodying her uni days.
It warms you very quickly. And he's right, it is a bad glass of red wine.
Perfect.
It makes you even just like that tang where you're like, for a moment. The Esther Ranson, some people call it.
So, are you okay? Yeah, are you okay, Meg?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just been a weird night.
We had a small child come through the TV and enter our apartment.
Don't say that.
I said what I said. Grabs a handful of peanuts.
They're very salty.
Just like me. Oh, well, I guess Lauren should have made that joke.
Yeah.
Sammy.
I'll just get it tattooed on my head.
You just need to wear the hat at all times.
Yeah.
It's true. I should. I don't know why I don't, honestly. All right.
The TV wasn't plugged in.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Absolutely positive.
I checked. And then it was in our apartment, and it pointed to the TV, and it was saying things, and I don't remember what it was saying. But it was saying things, and it was creepy. It was a creepy child, and I've never seen it before. I don't know how it got in there. It was really creepy.
Meg's worked with people who have been under the influence usually of charismatic individuals, but of other things sometimes too. So are they okay? Do they seem like...
I mean, they seem pretty stressed. I think you'd be able to tell that they have been through a traumatic event.
Okay.
That includes Sammy in this, not just the...
All right. This seems unlikely, but could it have been neighborhood child playing a joke of sorts.
We don't have neighborhood children.
I'm sorry, Dewey, what line of work are you in? Just out of curiosity.
I'm a professor.
Of
Of children? No, I'm not a professor. Wait, did you just ask if I'm a professor of children?
I'm just go on with history. History?
Yes, I'm a professor. Yes. Fran's a librarian. And not a librarian of children either.
I mean, is there a children's section of the library?
It's a university library, so.
So.
There is.
So a small one for the teacher preparation program, but that's it.
Just wondering if I try to find the logical conclusion for seemingly illogical events. I saw I lost a bit of time at the office today. It was strange. I was just staring out the window and I thought I saw like a shadow passed, or maybe it was a bird or could have been a blimp for all I know. And she gets really quiet. And then there was a man. I thought he was following me with bandages and a long dark coat in the middle of September. That's what was weird about it. And it just...
And one glove?
She pulls very slowly after taking a long... pulls out a glove from her bag and puts it on the table. How did you know that?
Because we saw him on our way here. Well, out of here. He was following us.
Wait, there was somebody following us?
Why do you think we were running?
You did not tell me this. Okay.
The best thing is that the history teacher didn't look back.
But can I see if I recognize anything?
Roll history. If you want to, it's more, you can do it from remembering what you saw, not just the glove.
Nice.
It hasn't loaded for me yet. Hang on.
It's a hard.
There it
I am a
is.
librarian, and I am married to a historian, so I have similar interests.
When you glanced back at the bandaged face, you can't tell this from the glove, you tell this from when you looked back. You saw a German military uniform. Not English, German. And that black cross that sits in the hat.
What kind of crosses were... Did you say that little child was drawing crosses or had crosses?
That's noughts and crosses.
It's what?
Noughts and crosses.
Oh.
Wait, what do you call it?
Ask
I don't understand your miming it at all, Warren. It's the worst game of charades because I'm missing half the hand movements because they're off screen.
I'm gonna hang on. Test card girl. I'll show you. I'll put it. This is the test card girl. Let's see if it goes in. This is the test card girl. It's in the Discord. Noughts and crosses.
It's tic-tac-toe.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
She's creepy looking. You know we can't hear you, right, Lauren?
But yeah, it's a German uniform.
I share as such.
Wait, there was a. Oh my gosh. What? I don't know what's going on tonight. Meg, wait, so. What was going.
Right, he was just a weird guy, and I took his glove. I mean, he dropped it. She's drunk.
I haven't.
Martinis have you had?
This is my fourth.
Yeah, fourth. Okay.
Best
Deciding
one.
when to roll Constitution for you. Keep going.
Fuck off.
Fran waves down the bartender for another glass of wine, slightly better this time, and some coffee.
Yeah. He brings it over fairly quickly, and he does, looking at all of you, bring more peanuts and olives.
Okay. Cool. Yes, so he dropped his glove and I picked it up. And Fran, that is is this your wedding ring? Is this your wedding ring?
Yes.
So I kind of like hold out my hand to like see it closer.
And I'll hold out my hand for her.
Alice, I want to make a clairvoyance roll.
Kelly knew where this was going, but Fran has no idea.
I'll use an advantage.
Huzzah!
Why not? Regular success.
Okay. As you do, almost exactly that moment you touch Fran's hand, a small girl's face throws itself into your vision, goes bang like that, and to you for a moment you hear a ringing in your ears, and the lights in the pub start to flicker, only for Meg. And as you hold Fran's hand, you just hear the song of the BBC test card ringing through your ears. Songs of Praise will be on at 4 a.m. Thank you for waiting. And then you hear the sound of a car crash.
She finishes the 4th.
Coffee is pushed your way. There is, however, a martini still there.
That's right. Okay. This is weird. I think, you know what I think? It's good to see you, by the way. I should have said that. Should have said it. Good to see you. I think you shouldn't go home. I think you should come to my flat and we're going to have a sleepover.
Okay.
Great. No sex on my couch. No shagging on my couch. Come on.
Not in the mood tonight, so that's okay.
No snogging either. That's the rule I have.
Did you roll clairvoyance on the glove in the pub?
No!
Just
Not
check.
yet. I'm gonna do it later.
Okay. Then you can all take your coats. How stable is everyone? And I'm talking alcohol-wise.
I think Fran's fine. She just like took the edge off, essentially.
You're feeling very warm.
Yes.
The cold of
yes.
the night does not hit you.
I'm not at the point where I'm like, when Kelly gets drunk, she does a lot of this because
Yeah.
her nose starts to feel weird. I'm not there yet. It's just like flushed.
Yeah, you can see a rose sort of in Fran's cheeks. And Dewey, did you only have one martini?
And a lot of water.
Yeah. And you feel pretty much okay. It's more that you can feel the tang of the alcohol on your tongue. And Meg, how'd you get off the stool?
Sexily.
Wonderful. I'm so pleased you said that. Okay. And you all head out of... I think you made Kelly choke on her water there. I think you all head out of the pub. The guy
I'm
gives you a
real
wave
killer,
as he wipes down your table.
I was trying not to spit it out all over my computer.
And you can start to walk or lead them back home.
Yes.
Do you take the tube or do you walk?
Fuck no, we're walking.
You walk without incident. And
Well-
where do you live? Do you live in a flat? Do you live in a house? Where does Meg live? And what does it look like?
I think she lives in a flat. I think her mom pays for at least part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nicer than she can afford.
She probably
very-
reminds you so.
Yes.
Yep.
She's very I think it's very like 60s minimalist. Is that the right word?
Yeah, no, there's definitely
Mod.
that. Hmm.
It's totally mod.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not cozy.
Mm-mm.
Not cozy.
It's fashionable.
Yeah.
Fashionable, not practical or cozy. And you've got one of those newfangled things, those electric fires that stretch to it. You know, they've come out in the latest Bond film and now everyone wants one. So you enter Meg's house, this flat. What do you do when you first get in there, Meg?
Make a drink.
You
That
can,
kind of night.
You've got one of those drinks trolleys, those
Oh,
those,
yeah.
like rose gold type ones. You've got the
Yes.
mixers on there. You've got all of the glasses. Every time you've got the baby sham glasses. You've got the martini glasses. You've got all of these little Ricard glasses from stuff that have been sent over from France, and a small glass jar of glacé cherries, which are damn expensive.
Yes.
You've got them.
Love it. Yeah, she just starts making a drink and like keeps looking at the telephone like she's expecting a call.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise she just cracks open the window because it's fucking hot. It's September.
Mm-hmm. You open the window. It's not super cold outside. It's actually a rather pleasant breeze that comes in. You flick the fire on, and there is a radio if you choose to flick it on. You've got, well, there's a record player actually.
Yeah, we'll do the record player.
Yeah.
I feel like I go to the radio and like I hear like, I don't know, movement or something, and I look back at them. I move over to the record player.
Just like not the radio. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe.
Is there anything specific you pull out to play?
What year is it? 1964. Oh, I thought it was 66.
Oh, maybe it is 66. Hang on.
Hang on.
66 at 66.
Nice. Okay.
Beatles are doing pretty damn well right now.
Yeah. We're gonna listen to because this is what, oh damn, look at all this stuff. Damn. We're gonna actually listen to Can't Buy Me Love.
And
We're party music.
Yeah, there's that slight crackle as you put the needle on the record and the music kicks in. And that is where we'll take our break. For the moment, we're going to take a 5-minute break. And everyone get up, get a drink, stretch your legs. That's what I'm going to go do. And we'll see you in a minute. Bye. Oh, hi. There is a crackle on the record as the music plays. It's a normal crackle. Don't freak out, Lauren.
No, I was like, shit, she's going right into it.
You can pour the drinks. You hear the glug as you sort of. What are you making yourself?
What do you think?
As the dirty martini is placed, do you make everyone else a drink as well, or is it a help yourself?
Help yourself,
thing?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can each have a drink, and you've got that glass coffee table. That one where, you know, when the cats sit on it, it's the worst thing ever. It's just fairly large, and it's put in a big sort of weird abstract shape. And nothing seems to happen. You're all good.
Great.
What would you like to do as you sit and drink?
So, what have you been up to for the last 26 years?
We got married.
We
How
also
long did
went.
that take?
Oh, it was sometime in graduate school for both of us, and we just it just kind of happened. I planned a wedding, and then we had one.
How romantic.
Well, if I was waiting for Dewey to get around to asking, we would never have gotten that far. So.
Does he just sit there and take that?
Yeah, because it's true.
Yeah.
He knows it's true. He goes to speak and is like, oh yeah, no, I mean, it's not my fault. Would you think that she would, like, do you see her? There's no way I ever thought she would want to marry me.
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
As you sip from your dry martini again. And soon the record comes to an end, and it's just on the needle. You know it's probably bad for it.
Yeah, she gets up eventually and switches it over to another song. 1966 top hits. Top hits. We go over to You Can't Hurry Love by the Supremes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the music starts to play. Do you have a TV in this apartment, or is it very much I'm not affecting the TV. I just want to know what else is in this apartment. Like, is it two bedroom? Is it one bedroom? Is it?
It's I think, again, with it being like way too expensive for her, I think it's a 2-bedroom. I think she has a guest room.
Yeah.
That also kind of functions as an office sometimes. I actually don't think, weirdly, I think she has a very little television. Like, it's not new, and it's not something that she has out.
Oh, it's the tiny ones with the aerial that you have to pull away up.
Yeah,
Sad thing
yeah,
is
yeah,
because
yeah.
I got a hand-me-down of that when I was 10 years
Yeah.
old, so that's why I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got one of those, like, it's in a cupboard. You have to actually open the cupboard for it to
That's exactly it.
Yeah, come out. You've got like one of those globes in the corner, which is another thing that your mum insisted on you having. It's actually one of those drinks cabinets that has the actual expensive alcohol in it, the crystal decanter, which is one that you open and not. And that phone does ring.
Ha!
The phone call that you made before you called Fran and Dewey.
She definitely doesn't trip on her way over to answer it.
Sort of walk into the island in the kitchen.
Mhm. Oh,
Glide along it. And
hello.
you pick up and you hear a sigh that you have heard almost your entire life. Your mother
Oh.
on the end of the phone. You called me earlier. What?
Yeah. Hi, Mom. How's your night so far? Just
Margaret? Are you drunk?
no.
And you can hear, like if you could hear intense, like frowning, that's what you hear down the phone. Why are you calling me when you're drunk?
I just wanted to hear a friendly voice, Mom.
And she pauses. Is everything okay? You haven't made a fool of yourself or anything, have you?
No, everything's fine. I just felt like chatting. But it's funny. I don't feel like chatting anymore. Isn't that funny?
And she pauses. How's your job? How's that delightful girl? What's her name? Joanna?
Joanna's from Sussex.
Exactly.
That's so true. I've been to Sussex. It's really
I know
nice.
a lot of people in
It's
Sussex.
really nice. I wish
My
the
sister-in-law
house I was
lives
at had
in
a
Sussex.
rose garden.
There's so many rose gardens in Sussex.
They had a tennis court. She's great. She's, not good at a job, but who cares about that?
Well, I'm sure she's going to find herself a wonderful husband. She seems like that sort of type.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you doing about that situation? Going to sort something out?
I've got 2 people in my apartment right now.
2?
Yeah, Mom, 2. A man and a woman.
And there's a very long silence. And for a moment it's like, I know it's what you all call the swinging 60s, but I'm not happy about it, Margaret.
No, it's Dewey and Fran. Do you remember them?
And again, there's another pause. It's like, is that the weird kid that was always covered in dirt from Live Down the Road, and then the bookish girl from around the corner?
Yes, the sweaty one. The boy,
God.
not the girl.
Yeah. What is this? Some sort of reunion? Are the others there as well? What's that one that you always goggled eyes at?
Wait, no idea who you're talking about.
I think you do. What was it? It was an older brother of someone.
No,
Where's he now?
I don't fucking know.
Don't swear at me, Margaret.
She's
Lauren.
mouthing, I hate you at the phone.
And she's like, don't take that tone with me. And stop pulling that face.
I'm not pulling any face.
Yes, you are. You're my daughter, Margaret. I know exactly what you're doing.
This was a fun chat. I had fun.
You don't call me as much anymore, Margaret.
Can't imagine why.
You should. I'm your mother. I pay for half of your rent. You wouldn't be in London if it wasn't for me.
I'll talk to you later, Mom. I think I'm going to go back to the reunion.
You better call me soon.
You know what it is in a few days, right?
And she's quiet. What is it, Margaret?
Are you really asking?
I don't know, Margaret. Are you?
Fucker, I hang up.
And you hang up.
So who was
Fran-
that?
Fran leans over to Dewey.
You've literally
Right before Dewey
seen Meg like throttle the phone.
As right before this hang up happens, Fran just leans over to Dewey and is like, well, I see things haven't changed very much on that front. How's Mom?
She's a bitch.
So she's doing good?
Mm-hmm.
How are you? Are you
Drunk.
okay?
I'm
I
drunk.
know, but are you okay after that call?
It's a great call. Loved it.
Okay. Pat her. Oh, I guess I have to get up and I'll pat her on the shoulder very awkwardly.
You know what? So glad that's who I decided to call in my spare time. That's great.
It's a moment where your martini is drained or at least you've run out of olives.
Mm-hmm.
And that glove sits on the island in the kitchen.
Oi, I'm getting to it.
No, that's not just it.
The
fear.
The record.
Wait, no fear. And then
you immediately like, wait, what? The record has stopped about halfway through the song, and a new song starts to play. An old wartime song. And you look down at your martini that's next to the glove, and the small bit of liquid at the bottom is black. And it's thick, almost like tar.
She kind of spits up a bit of the last sip she took and drops the glass.
And yes, Lauren, you're right. That is the correct song. As we'll meet again. Don't know when. Don't know when starts to play. But your dad's singing it. It's the voice of your father. When he used to come into the kitchen, as he used to erupt through the front door when you were a kid, singing at the top of his voice. And then he'd laugh. And then it flicks back to the original song.
I look down at the glass I dropped on the floor.
It shattered. Olive sort of rolls.
You know, I think it's time to retire for the evening. And she started crying and she doesn't realize it.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just drunk.
And Fran comes over and does the girls' night out thing where she kind of puts her hand around her shoulder, Meg's shoulder, and is like, "Well, let's get to bed."
Yes, I just need to get this one thing, and I'm going to I take off my jacket, part of the cohort, and I bundle the glove up.
As
We're
you-
going to the bedroom.
As you bundle it up, you feel something very rigid on the gloves. Thank you, Wild Magic Sedge.
What? Okay. I think she, like, drops the jacket then.
As you drop the jacket, the glove falls. And as it does, you see a set of nails grow out at the top of the fingertips. You blink, they're gone.
Good night. I'm literally
Like this.
walking to my bed, face down on the bed. That's it. Good night.
And you walk into your room. You leave. You close the door behind you. And Fran and Dewey, you're left in this living room as you can hear Meg sort of just crash into her bedroom and probably faceplant the bed down. Glove and jacket just left on the floor.
And Fran looks at Dewey and she goes, "This is a really nice apartment."
Yeah, we could never afford this.
No.
I should have gone into
Well-
a better career.
Oh, you're doing what you love. That's all that really matters. And Fran will go and pick up all of Meg's discarded things and wash the martini glass and mum her.
You can see the spare bedroom off to the side if you choose to go in there. It seems, again, very minimal, very much white walls, and again, one of those fireplaces in there, just on a lot smaller scale.
How many electronics are in here?
Just a fireplace. It's a guest bedroom, there's not much in there.
We'll stay in there. Also, Dewey's gonna pick up the glove, but he's gonna pull his jacket over his hand and pick up the glove and then put it on the table out of sight.
Like
From
on the
the-
coffee table or on like the table
Oh,
where dinner is, like
the
dining
coffee.
table.
The coffee table, and it is out of sight of the room. I don't know where the room is in respect to this, but it is out of sight of the bedroom that they are staying in.
Okay.
And okay, that's all. Fran, we're going into the bedroom because I'll wait. Actually, I'm not going in there by myself.
Fran will go with you.
And all of you can fall asleep. Fine.
I'm definitely
think that-
snuggled.
Fran has taken the cot and has put it next to the bed so that it's not going to get damaged anywhere. It's just laying flat on the end table.
And you sleep soundly. And your night is not disturbed. In fact, everything is silent. It's almost weird for you, Fran, and Dewey, as you always hear, when you can hear electricals whirring with that bad wiring, you almost hear that usually in your apartment, and this is so quiet. And you hear nothing. And Meg, do you have an alarm clock? And if so, what time would it be going off?
I think she usually sets it as part of her nightly routine, so I don't think it goes off. I think when she usually does it, it's probably for 7.
Okay. So if you haven't set it, what time would Meg wake up?
I think she wakes up around 5 because she has a hangover and is going to, take some Tylenol and drink a bunch of water and probably some coffee before she tries to sleep a little more. And then later it'll probably be more like 8 at the earliest.
If anything, it's the light coming through your blinds that wakes you up rather than anything else. And it's a fairly sunny day. It's a bit grey in the sky. Again, your alarm hasn't gone off. And you're still fully clothed. As you're lying on this bed, you can see the tablets on the side of the bed, the water. You can see where you definitely drank a coffee cup at some point. You don't feel great, but you don't feel as bad as you thought you were going to feel. That getting up at like 4 or 5 a.m. definitely helped you.
Yeah, she looks at the alarm, mutters "fuck," and then runs for the shower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sprint towards the shower. You can shower, you can get ready for your day.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking the day off like you said, or are you literally just running in? Because you didn't call in.
Fuck. I have guests. I'm going to call in sick.
Yeah, you ring the office and you hear Jonathan pick up the phone. He's like, hello, Jonathan speaking. How can I help?
Hi, Jonathan. It's Meg.
Meg, you all right?
No, I'm feeling ghastly, actually. I don't think I'll be able to make it in today.
Oh, okay. I'll let everyone know. That's fine. And you can hear like, yes, it's Meg. You hear Joanne laugh somewhere in the office, like just make a passing sort of sound as she goes past. She's like, he's like, don't worry, I'll sort everything. I'll cancel all the papers. I'll sort Gordon. It'll be fine.
How is Gordon?
He hasn't come out of his room yet. I can hear him snoring though.
Oh, that's good. Will you just ring me when he's up and about?
Yeah, no, I'll do that.
Great.
Don't worry. I'm just gonna go sort of coffee for him now.
Thanks so much.
Rest well.
I will.
You hear the clink as the phone cuts off with that as the phone goes dead.
I'm just like in a towel on the couch, like wet hair. Don't care. You can finally see my freckles because I'm not wearing makeup.
What time would Fran and Dewey wake up?
I kind of feel like on the couch laying there is about the time that Meg realizes that Fran has been like trying to put together breakfast in the kitchen for everyone.
What are you making? What have you found in Meg's fridge?
I imagine not a lot.
There's some tasty looking grapefruit in there. There are some eggs, I guess.
Yeah, so she's probably
Weetabix that looks like it's been there for at least 2 weeks.
So she's probably put together like made more coffee for everyone and eggs, maybe some toast, and then has actually like set the table. I imagine this is the first time that this table has been set.
Yeah, you can find like some cutlery that it doesn't look like it's been used that often. Maybe Meg eats out a lot, you're not too sure, but there's like literally what looks like was bought as a set, as a gift, as it's still in the packaging, and it looks like the lid's just been taken off and put in the drawer. You can see some plates, plain white, black napkins. It's very minimal and all of that sort of thing. You see a wooden vase. There's nothing in it, but it's there. And you can make breakfast. And Meg, that's when you sort of smell the eggs, you smell the coffee, and realize Fran's in the kitchen. Probably stood there with it. She like a frying pan and a spatula, kind of looking at you.
Morning.
Good morning. Sorry if I imposed, but figured you might need something after your evening last night.
Yes.
Eggs?
Sounds great.
And she like puts out a plate of eggs and there's like toast with butter on it and the butter's put on like a smiley face. Fran is a little eccentric.
And what about Dewey? Where's Dewey at this point?
He is in the room with his back up to the wall, on the bed, or the headboard, and he is just sitting there and just contemplating life and waiting for breakfast.
In bed. He's waiting for
I was waiting for Fran to call him because he's too scared to go out.
And after a few minutes you hear, Dewey!
Oh, good. Do I have to go out? Okay. And he goes out there and he's like, oh, hi, Meg. Did you sleep well?
like a rock.
That's good. Oh, Fran makes a good breakfast. She makes good hangover breakfasts.
Do you get drunk a lot?
Not anymore, but like we used to.
Oh.
Do you get drunk a lot?
No.
The sink is just full of dirty martini glasses.
You don't know.
And so Fran's like dishing out breakfast and she just like is like, so are we gonna talk at all about the fact that we're being followed by creepy people in the dark, or are we just gonna blow over that?
We're not gonna talk. Do we have to talk about it?
No, we should talk about it. It's better to talk about things than not talk about things.
Is the glove still on the coffee table?
Yeah, it's left where Fran left it last.
I don't trust it.
Could you just okay, I'll have a little coffee and then somebody hand me the glove. Thank
Fran
you.
does it.
Make sure you don't actually touch it though, Fran.
She's already has it.
Yeah.
Just passed over.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna give them any warning. I just grab it. I want to make a clairvoyance roll. I'm gonna use advantage.
My utter shock.
Listen, Alice. Regular success.
Okay. You touch this glove. You reach out. And there's a moment where you can hear breathing. Like the breathing you heard at the end of the phone. And you're looking at a photo, a black and white photo. And it takes a moment, but you see it. You recognize it. It's an old school photo. There's about 200-300 children in this photo, all taken out in the playground. And you scan it as you hear this breathing, this and it's almost like you're looking through someone else's eyes, and you see yourself, young Meg. You see Fran, and you see Dewey stood next to her. In the older years, you can see like Jason, and you see on this, as you look at this photo, you can feel almost like you have no control. Your hand reach forward and touch the photo, a black leather gloved hand and taps twice on one of the other faces. The child you know as Jane Crowley. And slides along, taps on Dewey, taps on Fran, and taps on Jason. And for a moment where it stops on you, and if it was possible, it's strange. It's like that weird mimics what happened in the street and drags its finger over your face as if it was touching the side of your face and trails its finger down to your neck and shoulders. And then you blink again and you're back in the kitchen.
Yeah, we're being stalked.
By who? Why? How do you know?
I mean, look at this. This is a stalker's glove. Look at it. It's terrifying.
Genuine stalker's glove. Get yours now.
God. Having seen that, does anything about that figure seem familiar, like we've seen him before? Or, yeah, that's it. That's the question.
Only way you think you've seen it before is you have a strange, almost hazy memory as a child.
Yeah.
Of when you said you were being followed. It's not so much I recognize the glove, I recognize the uniform. It's a feeling rather than anything else, particularly for you.
Yeah. I think we're... Where's your brother?
Oh, I mean, he's around. He doesn't work in London. He works at an office out in Bristol, but we visit and...
Do you have his number?
Yes.
Can you call him?
Why?
I think he's being stalked too. And then I had to call Jane Crowley.
Well, I mean, I have his home number, but it's likely that he'll answer at this time.
Give him a ring.
All right. And I will call Jason.
So as Fran's calling Jason, Meg flips open her book and like goes to the back, and from I think probably years ago, it's Fran and Dewey's number, it's Jason's number, like current, and it's Jane's number.
Fran, the phone rings a couple of times and you hear it get picked up and you hear a very sleepy voice from the phone like, yeah?
Jason, have you been dealing with anything weird lately?
Fran? Like, there's a moment, is that I can't hear you. Can you shut that dog up?
There's no dog here.
What? Fran! And then Fran, you start to hear a dog barking. Louder and louder. And Dewey, you and Meg hear it too. It's like it's barking down the edge of the phone. And back in 1940, you stand on the platform. You see people moving crates and things down the tunnel, down on the lines. None of the trains are in operation. There's nothing here. And Rex is barking on the line, chasing the people up and down. You can see some of them like trying to kick him off and move him aside. But he's barking at the darkness of the tunnel. And there's a moment where, Fran, you're still stood by the books, and you're sort of pausing as this little old lady is fussing over you, like just trying to show you every book that she's got. And you pause and you look over to where the dog is. And it barks and it barks. And Dewey, Jason is sat there kicking the ball backwards and forwards to you. And you stop and look over at Rex, who barks and barks. And Meg, you wipe that blood away from your nose. Rex bringing you back for a moment as he barks and barks into this darkness. You can hear the wind rushing down the tunnels. It's empty. You can even see one of the carriages all switched off, leaned off at the side. And he's barking and barking. That bark echoing, bouncing off of these white tiled walls. And Jason is looking at you, Dewey, like, hello? Are we going to kick this ball around or what?
Me, don't.
It's
Are
a dog.
you not?
It's a dog, Dewey.
Okay. Okay. And I start kicking the ball back, totally acting like I'm not terrified.
Yeah, you kick the ball, and whilst he's talking to you, he misses it, and it bounces down onto the tracks. And he's like, "You could have waited until I was ready."
You asked if I was going to kick the ball. Go get it.
Fine. And he sort of gives a bit of a smile anyway, but he's in that jumper and this shirt that's definitely unbuttoned as soon as he left the house. And he jumps down onto the rails, and you see him lean down towards the ball, and then it starts to roll. And he pauses for a moment. He doesn't look back at any of you, but you see him move again. And Rex starts barking louder and louder. And you can all sort of realize that none of the adults seem to be hearing this, acknowledging it, as Jason sort of looks down into this tunnel where the tube carriages normally go. You can see one of them, as I said, propped up. It's not active. None of the lines and none of the rails were active at this time. You can see where a lot of it has got crates on it to stack up. But Rex is barking and barking. He's like, what? And Meg, your dog, starts to run.
Oh,
down
shit.
the
Come
tunnel.
on, no. Waited too long to fuck. Okay. Yeah, we're running with my torch after Rex.
And you run after Rex, and Jason's like, wait, you can't just... And he sort of runs after you. And he looks... As he's running, you hear his voice echo. So he calls back to you, Fran, and Dewey. He's like, come on, we can't just leave her. And you do see Jane on the platform, like, where are you going?
I guess we're going after the dog, but we found the books. And Fran kind of goes and shuffles off, following them.
And she sits down on the edge of the platform. So Fran, you run after. You see your brother disappear after Meg, yelling after Meg.
Yeah, I'm not. I follow him around everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
And Dewey, what do you do?
Yeah, I'm taking off. Especially if both Fran and Jason are gone.
And you manage to run after Fran, and you all start. You can hear it's like not a shingle, but there's rocks on the line. It's like underneath the line to keep it all stable. And you can hear it, that crunch of stones beneath your feet as you're running. Those white tiles slowly start to disappear the further you get in, and it's just that sooty smell, that dirt, that grey, the very much the darkness and this black. And you can hear Rex barking. And Meg, you're swinging your torch around, you're glancing the glare of this light as you all go further and further in. And you feel like you're walking for quite a while. And Jason sort of manages to catch up with you, and he grabs hold of your arm. He's like, "What are you doing? You can't just run down here."
Have to get Rex.
Well, look, he's right there. You can lift your torch up, and he's sat in the middle of the line, facing down the other end of the tunnel, just barking over and over and over again. Does he not come to his name or something? Like, dog, Rex, you come on. And at this point, Fran and Dewey, you sort of catch up, you're running, your footsteps echoing around, and you can hear Rex barking like crazy, and you can see Meg's torchlight.
Don't be a dick, Jason. And I'm gonna go towards Rex.
Yeah, don't be a dick, Jason.
He looks from Dewey insulted first, and when you say it, he's like wide-eyed, just not expecting it from Meg. Like, I'm sorry. And
It's all right.
Right. Great. And Dewey, you start to walk forward. Is anyone following Dewey, or is this just Dewey walking forward towards the dog? Okay.
Gotta go towards
Ren will
Rex.
follow, and she's like looking at her like, this is the kind of place she's never been before, and she's just like, I wonder if there's dragons down here.
You can smell the soot, as if there has been fire or something down here. Well, it's more dirt than anything, but maybe. And Jason is at the back, mildly in shock at what just because he's the oldest and people don't tend to talk to him like that. And he's like, and you hear him just say, "Oh, my ball," and pick it up as it bounces towards him as he tucks it under his arm. And Dewey, you walk forward. I'm assuming, Meg, you're still shining your torch around. You see this scruffy little dog, Rex, just barking. And you can arrive right next to him. And he's not looking at you. He's not even acknowledging you. He's just barking.
I just lean down, what is it, bud? What is it? And I kind of crouch down to his level, and then I'm looking in the direction that he's barking.
There's not much light, but as Meg and Fran walk closer, you hear Jason just behind you as well, oh God's sake, as Meg's torch. Are you waving this frantically, Meg, to get a picture of everything, or are you?
No, I probably have gone from Rex to whichever direction Rex is pointing or facing, rather.
Okay. You're Dewey, as you stand there, dog right by your ankles. The light casts across a pair of feet in front of you.
Nope.
Not moving. Just stood
Wait.
there.
How far in front of me?
So much so that you can hear the breathing of whoever.
Oh hell
this
no.
feet belong
I turn
to.
and run. Fuck this.
You first make me a sanity check, all of you. Make me
No.
a sanity check.
Okay.
You know, I don't think I've cussed on here until
shit.
today.
Man. Okay, I'm gonna use an advance. How many do I have? There's not like a good amount.
You have
Let's
a
hold this
few
over.
left.
Yeah, I have plenty left. I have plenty.
However, I'm gonna get you to use a disadvantage.
That's dumb.
So,
I use an
could you
advantage
roll?
to cancel that out?
No.
No.
I didn't ask you.
But you do need to, you do need to roll again to see if you get a fumble.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh dear, Sammy.
That was me, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a disadvantage.
Yes.
Well, there you go. I failed. Damn you.
And Fran, you stand there, and Jason's by your side, and he's
And
like,
I'm just looking at Jason and like, it was only a matter of time until somebody called you a dick.
and he was like, I know, but I didn't expect it to be Dewey. Like, jeez. Like, and he sort of pauses, and Meg, you stand there, and this light shines on these very familiar pair of boots, female boots. And Dewey, you see a very bizarre pair of boots. A very sort of short heel, pointed toe, long lace-up boots. I need you both to take 4. Lost your sanity.
Oh my gosh. I have to remember how to get back sanities.
I have a psychoanalysis, but we need time.
And you're both, I will clarify this, looking at very different pair of shoes.
What am I? Wait, my shoes look familiar, and Dewey's shoes are the pointy lace-up ones?
Yeah, yours are like a pair of cat heels. Kitten heels, rather.
No, I hate it.
You've seen them walking around your kitchen. Your mother's shoes perched by the door.
She's doing that open mouth 10-year-old panic attack. Breathe.
Mine are not familiar, correct?
Very correct.
Oh, thank goodness.
Isn't it?
Mom?
There's a quiet.
Your mom wears weird shoes. And I run. Stumble and then run.
You turn to run.
Don't say this, Alice.
And Meg, your light starts to flicker. And it flashes, giving you an image, both of you, Dewey and Meg, of what you see in front of you. Meg, you see your mother, almost like she's painted white. Large, dark eyes, as if too much makeup has been put on. And she stands there with her apron on. And she's holding your father's pack in her hands. Dewey, you see a woman in a long dress. A pair of heel boots. Very old dress. You're too young right now, you haven't studied yet, but this looks old. Long sleeves as it flashes towards you, and a veil covering their face. And as these flashes of light of the torch go, they get closer. They don't seem to be taking a step at all, but they're getting closer. Fran, you don't see anything.
I'm
There's
looking for
nothing at all.
dragons.
You can see Rex barking. Rex is getting louder and louder. and yell. Sort of this bark is becoming almost painful, like it's echoing so much, and you can see. Well, what is Meg and Dewey doing?
I think Dewey looks similar to how he looked the last time he failed, which was of course in the future, but you know, just like pale face. And I think at this point he's probably, because he was crouched down, so I think he's fallen over onto, and so he's on his, like, just sitting down now, like frozen in fear, and just like arms out to the side, and like his hands either like in the gravel or whatever is down there, just like clenched.
Yeah, you can feel that gravel like underneath your fingertips as you're really holding onto this. And Meg, your mother just looks at you, tips her head to the side and looks down at the bag with your father's initials on it. And as she does, you see it start to catch fire, start to burn away, embers flicker, and it's like it swims across his satchel, burning up the letters of his name. And she smiles.
Meg rips off her coat and like dives for the bag with it to put it out.
Yeah, you start like you jump on this bag, you throw your coat over it, you're patting it down, you drop the torch, and Dewey again, all you see is the feet as it rests back down, but you can see the feet not walking towards you, they seem to be half gliding towards you as this happens. And Fran, you've just seen Meg patting frantically at, well, you couldn't quite see what it was, it's too dark, but Meg, you can feel the heat beneath your hands, you can feel how hot it is. There's nothing there. Your mother is gone. Somewhere you can hear your dad singing that song, whistling, how he normally leaves the house as he climbs up onto the rooftop. And Jason's like, what is happening?
Meg, like not really paying attention to anyone around her, grabs her coat up, looks around confused, grabs the torch and books it down, and grabs Rex in the other hand, just like picks him up and starts running back the way they came. Her intention is to run all the way to where she knows her dad gets up on the roofs.
Okay, you can start sprinting. As soon as you do, Jason's like, what, we need to go, Dewey! Like, and he's sort of like trying to grab you off of the floor, Dewey, as these feet start coming to where yours are, as they're encroaching closer and closer.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Are you letting him drag you up? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, he grabs you and pulls you up. As you're pulled up in this darkness, you don't see anything, but you do hear like a sigh as it actually hits your face as he pulls you up and turns, grabbing hold of Fran and running after Meg. And this dog that is still barking in her arms. Like, we can't just leave her to run off. And you sprint.
Meg, I don't understand this game.
And you can all sprint along the tracks. You follow the tracks all the way back. You can see the light at the end. Meg, I'm assuming you're going non-stop.
Yeah, literally not stopping. All she can hear is her like heartbeat in her ears.
Yeah. You have that moment where you sprint past. You can hear some other adults' voices going, just like, what are you doing? Careful, watch where you're going, as you're sort of thundering up these steps, moving through the underground. What about Dewey and Fran? What are you doing?
Fran doesn't understand what's going on, but she's assuming everybody's like, there's some kind of plan that people just didn't tell her, because that happens a lot with Jason. So
Jason's just running, half dragging Dewey. Like,
I like how both Sam and Lauren looked like kind of sad when she said that, and then when I said it was because of Jason, they're both like, okay. Like it was the same exact expression from both of them on both parts. It was really funny. So she's just kind of like running, but like doesn't, like, she's running because that's what they're doing. But if she sees Jade on the steps, she'll like wave at her to like follow along and just keep going. And she'll wave bye to the librarian. Yeah, the librarian who is definitely her personal inspiration.
Looking mildly confused, but does wave at you. Jane is not there when you come back.
Oh. She must have left.
And you sprint
She
up
got
the
bored and went
stairs.
home.
You sprint up the stairs, all of you run. And you sort of break out into back out of the underground, up the steps. There's people still filing in. It's getting dark. It's not pitch black yet, but the sky is definitely dark. None of the lamps are lit due to the situation right now, so it feels a lot darker than it actually is at this time. And Meg, you run. You know the route, you know the direction you're going, and you can see the wrought iron ladder that leads all the way up to the top of the building. It is like a fire escape type thing that you'd have to get up. Do you run up it?
Yep.
Okay. Fran and Dewey, you see Meg sprint straight for the roofs, the things that you're probably told to keep off of if you're not supposed to be going on the roofs. And you hear Jason like, what is she doing?
She was muttering something about roofs earlier.
What about them? We can't go up there. We're not supposed to go up there. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be like the one who doesn't care. I'm not going up on a roof.
You've literally never done anything that you're not supposed, or that you're supposed to do. You've never not done something that you're not supposed to do.
And he sort of straightens up a bit. It's because Mum was there.
Oh, we can't just let her go up there by herself.
You want to go up there?
Scaredy cat.
Okay, Dewey. Like, and there's a moment where he just like tucks his football underneath his arm and starts sprinting after Meg.
That's how you get him to do stuff, Fran.
She goes, oh, you're smart. We probably shouldn't let either of them go up there by themselves, and Fran will start climbing up on the roof too. She said, bad things always happen in books when the heroes get separated.
And you start running. Dewey, are you following?
Oh, yeah.
Meg, I'm going to get you to roll a climb check. This isn't that you'd fall off this. This is more how quickly you're climbing.
I'm
up these steps.
I'm so glad that you asked for that, Alice. I'm really excited.
I'm so excited
about that. I'm gonna... Oh wait, no, sorry, that's an intimidate. That's
I
not
was gonna say, how have you failed?
And I'm just gonna tell you that would have succeeded anyway. Because Lauren took climb.
Okay, describe what it looks like when you've got this dog.
You've got
and
the dog,
as you're
the coat,
running up behind
torch.
you.
Yeah, what's the fire escape? Is it like stairs or is it a ladder?
It's a mixture, so you sort of go stairs, platform, ladder, stairs, platform, ladder, so it sort of zigzags up.
I think she is like dog under one hand, torch in that hand. So the torch is in the hand, the dog is tucked under the shoulder, the coat, fuck the coat. We're climbing up like one-handed, basically. Like she's like gripping it and pulling herself up each rung as fast as she can.
You've seen your dad do this so many times, carrying all of his gear. And the rest of you, I also need you all to make climb rolls as well. Again, just to keep up with me. You can climb.
I shall use an advantage.
This is when you use the advantage.
Yes, I am trying to impress Fran here.
Priorities, okay, fair. Okay, how do you
color me impressed?
Yeah, impress Fran, please. How are you doing this? As Fran is very slowly working her way up.
Yes, I think that, like, Dewey kind of runs past Fran, like, before they get up to the ladder, and then he's just, like, making it look really easy, not perspiring, and, like, kind of looks at her and, like, gives her a little wink and is like, hey, do you need help? And then just keeps going.
You see Jason slightly above you, like, oh my god, like, and just keeps climbing up these ladders after Meg. Meg is like disappearing up in the distance. Yeah. You can hear the dog like just being like heft up the side of this thing. It's not making much of a sound, more of a like a oh, like every time it gets to one of the next levels.
I feel like Dewey also like catches up to like Jason and is like, come on dude, like you can go faster.
Yeah. And you can just like the quiet but like seething as he climbs up. Let's see how well he does. Hang on, I just want to roll because I have an idea of what this would be.
Nice. That's a magic number, so even when it fails, it kind of
it's like a crit success.
Yeah.
It's like he does it in a very good way. As he sort of climbs up this thing, tries to make it look slightly cooler than Dewey, but it's not quite working. But he thinks it's working. He feels good.
And Fran got distracted by like a bird and is like taking
a London pigeon goes past.
Yeah. I failed. I had to make something up.
Yeah. You weren't so impressed by me that you couldn't pay attention?
Is this now what you're both arguing about on the fire escape question? Okay, Jason keeps going, is fairly close behind Meg. Dewey, you have stopped. You're doing this majestically, even if Fran is not looking. Meg, you climb up. You can hear that clang of the metal as your feet hit it. And you see the rooftop, and you manage to pull yourself up. You can see with his back to you, your dad sat on the edge of the roof, like looking out, sort of swinging his legs. You can see him tucking into his pack. You can see his pack there, open with a torch, tinderbox taken out of it, that's spam. And you can see him sort of like swinging. He's taking a bite out of his sandwich.
Does this look like just like the vision I saw down in the underground?
Yeah, it looks just about that. Yeah, this is too familiar for you. It's not like you've seen anything exactly yet, but again, it's more that you can feel the breeze, the exact same breeze. It moves your hair in the same way.
Yeah. I like yell out, Dad! I know I'm gonna be in so much trouble.
And he pauses for a minute. You see the sandwich put down, and he's like, Meg? And he turns around to look at you. And as you do, you hear a whistle.
No, fuck
overhead. And that whir of propellers. And you hear, shit. What are you doing up here? As he sort of falls back onto the roof. And he runs over to you, sort of falling to his knees and grabbing hold of you. He's like, what are you doing up here? But where's the door? We need to get underground now. We need to get somewhere out of the way. And Fran and Dewey, at this point, you see Jason is sort of coming up. He's like, what down. We need to get down now. And he immediately, first of all, he runs and you see him light a lamp and swing it to sort of light a signal. And you see it pop up in certain different places before he snuffs it out straight away, throwing everything in his bag. And he's like, get moving! And he's pulling the satchel over.
Literally haven't left his side.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're like there. And you feel him roughly, but not like unkindly, firmly grab you and start dragging. He's taken the dog off you, like by the scruff, and shoved him in the bag and sort of swung it over, and he started moving. This dog is just letting everyone do everything.
Yeah, we're saving your life, Rex. Come on. We love you. We love you.
You all start climbing back down the thing, and you can hear him, and he's like, faster, move faster, and you hear the propellers overhead as it starts to sound closer and closer. That whistle. And that whistle normally comes before something bad, is what they usually say, when something is dropped. And you hurry. I need you all to make another climb check as you all head back down.
Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Kelly is like not afraid.
You know what Kelly's like? Kelly's done that and slide.
Oh yeah, totes. That's totes what Fran would do.
Oh, do we know?
Okay, I'm gonna roll for
a hard
Jason
success.
anyway, 'cause I want to see. Okay.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Dewey,
'cause it's Jason.
you have this. Moment, you see Fran, this has kicked you into action. You are no longer, if you were scared of heights before, you're not now. You are being told by this parent to get down. He's going faster and faster. Meg, you're close behind. Your dad is just above you. Jason is already hitting down, trying to make sure Fran gets down. Dewey, you slip. You slip and you fall what you think, it feels like forever. It's not, it's like 3 steps, and you feel this hand of Meg's father grab you and sort of grab you by the collar. You can feel your jumper rip, and he's like, not yet, lad. And he starts moving down and shoves you back onto this ladder. It is dark. Every single light is being put out as your feet hit the ground. And there's a moment when, as soon as the dad touches the floor, he looks up and everything goes silent. And his eyes dart around looking. And you hear in the distance a whistle. And it's go, 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 go. And he's running. And you see people flooding through the streets, heading towards the underground as the air raid siren kicks in, that loud, almost deafening wah, as it sort of starts to ring through the streets. You see people pouring out of the houses. Kids are being dragged down there. Some people are gathering. They've got a bag with them. They're heading down into the underground. You've got 2 soldiers in their uniform going, come on, as they're rushing everyone down. And you hear propellers closer and closer, getting louder and louder. One of them seems to be overhead. That whistle comes again, and then another sound, like something's falling. And in the distance, there is an explosion. You feel the ground almost move beneath you, and you see the building shudder as this crash hits London as one of the German bombs strike the buildings close by. I need you all to make a dex save to stay on your feet and keep running.
Do you want straight dex or dodge?
You can. I'll give you the choice. You can either use dex or dodge.
Dex.
I would argue that Fran has like Jason's hand in one hand and Dewey's hand in the other.
Yeah,
like,
you've got Jason literally dragging you, Fran, as you're going. He's dragging you towards the underground. You can see it in your line of sight. You are not far away. Dewey, you slip and you sort of drag and pull them back, but because Fran's got your hand, you're kind of half being dragged, half being scooped up as you run. Meg, you, for a moment, you see this, you hear another whistle coming and another explosion, and the building next to you explodes. Absolutely explodes, and all of you, one more dex or dodge as the wall effectively blasts into all of you.
Advantage. Although we all know it's not going to help me.
Fuck.
Okay. So literally only Sammy makes that one. Dewey, you've managed to just get to your feet as this building, and when I say explodes, the entire thing erupts around you. You feel like something has gone through. You feel hot, there's heat, there's flames bursting up into the air. It's this huge chunk of debris catches Fran on the leg, and you hear her scream. And Fran, you're down. You fall down. Nothing seems to be broken necessarily. Fractured maybe. You hear Justin yell your name and start to try and pick you up and drag you. He's not big enough to like pick you up completely, but he's got like one of your arms around your shoulder. This is painful. I will just say you do damage on that, but it's more that you're limping now as you're going. Dewey, you've managed to sort of, when the explosion hit, you let go of Fran's hand with the pressure of it all, and you saw her and Justin get flung in one direction, and you are face down on the ground, sort of ears ringing, looking around, and you can see Justin struggling. Jason, you see Jason struggling to pull Fran up.
I'm going to go back to Fran, and I'm going to try to actually carry her.
Okay. Can you make a strength check, please? You can do this with advantage because you've got Jason helping as well.
Oh, I thought it was because I had the power of love.
The power of love. Okay. So you manage to, there's something about Fran, you feel like your feet go beneath you as Dewey manages to lift you up and start running. Jason is sort of behind them, half pushing, half aiding as you run. You can hear Meg's father's voice in the background yelling at you to run as you head towards the beginning of the underground steps. Meg, on a fumble, there's a crash, and something hits you hard. You're not sure what it is, but it is hard, and it's crashes into you, and you are sent flying. You almost feel like if you could skid, you hit your head, and there's a moment where blood starts to trickle down the side of your head and from your nose. You can hear your dad screaming your name. This dog is barking. You hear footsteps. Your lungs feel full of dust as you hear footsteps run towards you, and there's Meg, and you can see him as he's sort of holding your face, and he's like, come on, sweetie, come on, and he's sort of tapping your face. It's like, can you hear me?
Like unresponsive.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, and you can hear a real shake in his voice as you feel lifted up off the ground very delicately, and another whistle goes overhead, that air raid siren running. Your blurred vision, you look over to where Jason is. You can see Dewey carrying Fran as they disappear down into the underground, and your dad holding you very close. You remember that smell of him and of that uniform as he's just, it's okay. Don't know when, don't know where. He starts to sing the song as you hit the steps of the underground. That's where we'll leave Call of Cthulhu this week. Wonderful. Thank you. Everything's fine. This is good. Okay, so,
when the GM has to comfort herself at the end, you know it's really bad.
It's all right, Alice.
But as Kelly said, it works out quite well. This is why Meg has watches in her memory. It all makes sense. So please check out the links that are coming up in chat now. That includes the Discord and also our YouTube. If you've missed out on anything, you can go catch up there. Discord, there is a chat room for this, and we'd love to hear what you think about this game. I know it's one of my favorites, especially as Kelly sits there and hugs her little Cthulhu. I say little giant Cthulhu. Also, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors who we could not do this without, in the form of Hero Forge. You've seen the minis on the startup screen and also in between. Put aside at least an hour because I'm there forever when I do it. It's rather addictive. Also, the wonderful Mage Hand Press Dark Matter is out. Please go and check that out if you love some D&D in space. Also, last but not least, the wonderful Deck of Many that created Humblewood, which is one of the most adorable books I think I've ever seen, and also the moving magic spell cards, which are really, really fab as well. Otherwise, we'll see you again very soon. Keep evoking emotions, and we'll see you later.